Welcome to the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. I am Paige Bamgboshe Roethlisberger.
Hi, everyone, and I'm Naomi Bamgboshe.
And this is the Bamgboshe Happy Hour film and TV edition. How are you, Ma? What's up?
Oh, wonderful. Everything is great on my end on this just lovely, kind of rainy and serene Sunday morning. How about you, sweetie?
I am, doing well. It is a really good sports weekend. We'll get into that shortly, but I think we probably should start off the episode with a toast to our girl, Madison Keys.
Okay, yay. Oh, Madison. Oh, I'm so happy for you. That's so wonderful. Let's lift our glasses and congratulate Madison Keys. Continued success, long life, prosperity, health, wealth, and happiness. Salute to you, Madison, on winning the Australian Open.
Salute.
Salute.
Now, Ma, I still am on dry January, so I have a virgin mango margarita.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm having a version Moscato.
Oh, okay.
No, just very light and, fruity. Everybody knows Moscato.
I don't think it's a virgin though, Ma, because they have virgin Moscatos.
Oh, well, this one may not still be a version. But I'm having a lovely light Moscato this morning, sweetie. So don't forget, for me, it's only semi dry January.
Okay. Well, when people hear this, it'll be time for them to really get their drink on because this will be airing at 7 p.m. Central Time. So it's always a good time to have a little nightcap.
Okay.
All right, let's get into a couple things. Like we said, congratulations to Madison Keys for winning the Australian Open. This is her first Grand Slam title. Congratulations to her. She has been a professional for 16. It's a 16th season, Ma. So congratulations to Madison.
And she's only 30, right? Yeah. So, it's still a very young woman. Oh, Madison. Yeah. She started this child. Yes.
In tennis, at least like I'm gonna say maybe like 20 years ago, like 30 in tennis used to be, ancient.
Yeah.
Now the people are playing, well into their 30s.
Right. And some 40s. Yeah. And some into 30s. Okay.
Oh, that's true. Yes, okay. Congratulations to Sinner. He beat Sasha Zverev this morning or last night, however you want to say it, to win Australian Open. I don't even know how many he's won. I know he's still the number one player. He's playing lights out, but there's also a lot of controversy surrounding him and doping. So I got to get some info on that.
Yes. I don't really particularly care for Sinner. I'm sure he's a decent person, but I don't think he brings excitement and energy I don't really even like his matches. Sasha Zverev, on the other hand, is quite exciting. So anyhow, I guess Sasha's still number two. He went in 1 versus 2. So, okay. Well, Sasha, hey, next time. And Sinner, I just hope we don't find out that you've been using any type of performance enhancing drug, because then we have to question all of your titles.
Exactly.
At least the ones that are, in question during the period that you potentially used drugs or in fact did use drugs. I don't know. That's unfair to the other contestants. So I hope that has not happened.
Right.
Your reputation is clean, pure, and untarnished. If not, who knows? Okay, we'll see. I don't want to say because we don't know. Okay.
Okay, and moving on in the NFL, we have 2 games going on today. The final 4 teams, we have the Commanders versus the Eagles, and we also have the Bills versus the Chiefs. Nothing else really to say with that, except by the time you hear this podcast, you probably will know who is going to the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl is February 9th. Okay, so moving on to the NBA.
From today, correct? Okay.
What was that, Ma? I didn't hear what you said.
Is it 2 weeks from today? Is that 2 weeks from today? Super
That
Bowl,
is,
right? Yeah.
yes, Ma, it's 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on, we have the NBA All-Stars have been announced, and the All-Star weekend is February 14th through February 16th. And so at the starters for the East, we have Jalen Brunson, who is on the Knicks. We have Donovan Mitchell, who's on the Cleveland Cavaliers. We have Carl Anthony Towns, also on the Knicks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is on the Milwaukee Bucks, and rounding out the starting five is Jason Tatum, the reigning NBA champion from the Boston Celtics. In the Western Conference, there's been a little bit more controversy surrounding the starting five. We have SGA, Shea, Jealous, Alexander from the Oklahoma City Thunder. We have Steph Curry from the Golden State Warriors. We have Nikolai Jokic from Denver Nuggets. LeBron James, who will be starting his 21st NBA All-Star games on the Lakers, and rounding out is KD Kevin Durant on the Phoenix Suns. And I think this is his 15th or 16th for KD. Now, the controversy comes in where some people felt that Wemby, the guy that's like, I don't know if he's 7'4", 7'5", they're thinking that he should have been a starter, and they're also thinking that Anthony Davis should have been one, because KD, even though he has a really good numbers, his team has not been doing well. And then Steph, they felt that he hasn't been playing as well to be named a starter. LeBron just gets it because LeBron's team is relevant, the Lakers, and it's his 21st season.
Okay.
Now, what I feel is that the starters are for the fans, and the fans and the media and the players, they voted for these starting five. So I don't think anyone should really have any issues with it. If you notice, there is no Luka. Luka has been injured for a while, and so he didn't get a lot of starting votes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. But you know what? I've heard people say so many different things about Luca. And, I've heard people say, oh, he's been playing for a long time and his body has taken a lot of abuse and this and that. And, because I always say, but if he worked on his body, we understand that that's all the more reason that he needs to firm up his body.
Now he's
Because,
25.
right. I understand that. And I understand that he needs to firm up his body. He doesn't appear cut or toned at all. I think he's just a superior athlete and has been very successful and so forth the way he is. I don't think he has worked on his body to the extent that he should. His appearance, he appears soft and undefined. He has not worked on his body. And people make all kind of excuses. No excuse. I really think that if his body was in better shape, he wouldn't sustain as many injuries. That's my thinking, and I don't think there's anything odd or strange about that. I think Luca needs to work on his body.
Okay. Well, listen, whatever the case, there's several athletes that we know, well, several NBA players who, for whatever reason, are very injury prone, and some of them look like they're very cut. Like if you look at Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi is older than Luca, but he started off when he was much younger, and he was always injured. He was injured when he was in his early 20s all the time.
Well, maybe it doesn't matter then.
I think it does.
Maybe getting your body in shape is just for aesthetics. Maybe it just looks better.
Of course not, Ma. Of course that, plays a role, but
Okay. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
either way, those are the starting five for the East Coast and the West Coast. There's also been a little bit of controversy because this time they're doing it a little bit different. They're going to have like four teams playing, and I don't know why they decided to do that. It's just a very weird, I think, format this time. Pretty much the first team to score 40 points in each game wins, and the losing team is out. And it's a 3-game tournament. So I don't know. And they're also incorporating the winner of the Rising Stars tournament, which incorporates the first and second year players and maybe a few G League players that will be playing in that game. So it's just a lot. We'll see how it works. I think they're trying to change things up with the All-Star game. It was rumored that they wanted LeBron James and Bronny to compete in the skills challenge. This is just rumored. We don't know for sure, but they said that LeBron turned it down.
Okay.
Okay. A couple of things before we get into some films. A big announcement: Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's divorce is finalized after 8 years.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 10 years. It seemed like 10 or 15 years. And good for them. Very good.
Oh gosh. Justin Baldini's lawyer pretty much said that they will continue being transparent, and Blake Lively is a scared bully.
Okay. Good.
Just to sum things up.
Yeah, she comes across as a bully. I don't know, but she's got a lot of, repairing to do if she wants to change that image. Not good.
Oh, for sure. All right, Ma. So let's move on to some movies. The Substance, starring Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley and Dennis Quaid. Now, this is what you would call a dark comedic drama, semi horror picture, but I guess more so dark comedy. That's how I would classify it. I don't know what you think. Now, the film centers around Elizabeth Sparkle, who is played by Demi Moore, and she was a once famous aerobics instructor. And she faces a drastic turn as she turns 50. And I will say that Demi Moore is in her 60s and she looks great.
Right.
And so she is at a crossroads in her career, and she decides to take drastic measures that have terrible repercussions for her and someone that is also part of her. So, what are your thoughts on The Substance?
I thought it was a very brave, thought it was extremely brave of Demi Moore to play the role. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Departure from what she normally does in part because there was the glamour and then there was the other part. And I thought it was funny and quirky and over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what I thought about it. I thought essentially the character was just a vain, unrealistic person. I thought, I mean, if you want to talk about the character, but as far as the entertainment aspect, it was very entertaining, very funny, very over the top. And like I said, a bold, bodacious move for Demi. And whoever wrote it, the writers, I thought were really have good imagination and kind of tongue in cheek funny about how far people will go to stay youthful, stay relevant, to stay something that's totally unrealistic. And so I thought it was funny. I thought it was good.
I thought it was, very well done and entertaining. Demi Moore is nominated for an Oscar. This is her first Oscar nomination for this role, and it is nominated for Best Picture. It may be nominated for Best Director, but I know it's definitely nominated for Best Picture and Best Actress for Demi Moore. Well deserved. Like I said, it is definitely a unique picture. I haven't really quite seen anything like this. The theme, about aging and self worth and all of that stuff is a common theme that we see, and it's really funny because, like I said, Demi Moore in parts of this movie, and not to spoil anything for you guys, she still looks really really good, and she's playing someone younger than her, and she looks better than a lot of people in their 50s, and she's in her 60s in real life. So I just thought it was kind of ironic, but very good performance from her. Margaret Qualley is a good performance as well. She did not get an Oscar nomination for this, but good performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed it.
What do you give it, my top shelf, premium, or hooch?
I'm giving it a lower top shelf. I'm
Okay.
giving it would it be
Eight.
8.5. Yeah, yeah, somewhere in there. I'm giving it a lower top shelf. It stood above the most. It stood above most. It was good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I'm gonna go top shelf 8.5. I liked it better than I thought I was gonna like it. Okay. And so our next picture is kind of going along with the same theme, but to me not as well done. And this is The Last Showgirl.
Right. Yeah.
And so this stars Pamela Anderson, and she is a legendary Las Vegas showgirl, and she's facing the end of an era after decades of headlining the review. She learns that the show will soon close, and so she has to confront the choices that she's made throughout her life. And we see she has a daughter. There's a lot of stuff that comes into play here, and her daughter is actually Carrie Fisher's daughter. So that is definitely interesting. And like I said, it was directed by Coppola, Gia Coppola. And also a pretty good performance by Jamie Lee Curtis in here. A quirky, fun performance by her. What are your thoughts on The Last Showgirl?
The Last Showgirl I thought was good, but not quite as elevated as the Demi
Substance.
as Demi Moore's performance. I thought her character was way more selfish. It did way more harm, far more harm as she was a parent. And those elements weren't part of Substance. We didn't see those kinds of things. And also, I thought she had a lot less talent. I thought her character actually had a lot less talent than Demi Moore's character, who really was an exercise guru and was actually in shape. So
Mhm.
she actually achieved that goal. Whereas I thought that Pamela's what was her name? Sherry? I forget her
I forgot her character's name, but I think that sounds right.
yeah, but in any event, her character was just basically exposing her breasts or whatever part of her body, and just walking through with a couple of bows on or whatever she was doing. I thought her character was not quite as lofty, didn't take the discipline. I thought she was not a very good dancer when she went to audition for something else, irrespective to age and condition of her body, which her body wasn't bad, but I thought that she was not that talented. Her character, the character within the character, I thought was not as talented. And I also think the same is true of Pamela Sue Anderson versus Demi Moore. I think she is not as talented as Demi Moore. So all in all, I thought it did worthwhile. It was interesting, pretty common theme, and she didn't really do much to elevate it. I gave it about if I'm being generous, I gave it 6.5 to 7.
So you're in premium.
Right.
Okay. So I thought, not that I really want to compare the two, but I guess we kind of have to compare the two because it's very similar, themes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, so it's very similar themes. Just talk up in your microphone because we couldn't hear you. Seem like you were a distance away, just as a heads up. So yes, I'm gonna say that I pretty much agree with you on Pamela Anderson's performance. I thought it was a decent performance, especially from what we've seen of her, her resume. I thought she did decent, but she's not anywhere near, as far as we've seen talented as an actress as Demi Moore did. I think she did the best she could, but she was working with. And I think that, like you said, her character was extremely selfish and so unaware. She just didn't seem to, recognize her flaws and just how superficial she had been. And she's criticizing everyone in the film.
Right. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I'm with you. I probably give it a premium, maybe like about a 6.5 premium.
Okay.
Okay, and our last movie of the week is A Real Pain, and this stars Kieran Culk, Kieran Culkin, and Jesse Eisenberg wrote it and directed it. And it is supposed to be funny, but I don't really see a lot of humor in it. It is a drama to me, with
Yeah. A dramedy at best. A drama,
yeah,
not a pure comedy. No.
I don't see that.
Not funny in it at all.
No. And they're two American Jewish cousins, David and Benji, and they embark on a journey from New York City to Poland, and their goal is to visit their the childhood home of their late grandmother and reconnect with their heritage. Now, there's a lot in this picture that really just, I guess, explores the contrast personalities between the cousins, and that's what we get. And there's a lot of backstory in this film too. What are your thoughts, my on A Real Pain?
Here's the main thing, my main takeaway. They had a wonderful sort of road trip to their grandmother's homeland, I guess it was supposed to be. And I understood that, and I thought that part of it was great. I love the camaraderie between the two. But what really made me just feel sort of sad and depressed was the aimlessness of Kieran Culkin's character, the aimlessness and hopelessness that we felt throughout the movie. And I was hoping it would wrap up in something way more positive. He didn't even accept the camaraderie. Okay, I'm not going all the way in. He didn't even accept what was being offered by his cousin. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go in. I wanted to say something else, but I'm not gonna say it. I just felt it was a dramatic movie. Okay, I don't know how much I can say without giving away the end. I was not a big fan of it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was well acted. I think that Karen did a good job. I've seen it, I watched it twice, and the first time I just kind of thought of his character from Succession. And then when I watched it back the second time, I guess I paid more attention to it. He was way more down, way more hopeless, in A Real Pain. And he did a good job with it, but I don't know, it's kind of hard to watch. I think Jesse Eisenberg, wrote a good screenplay. He's also nominated for Best Screenplay, Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
So the performance. Go ahead.
No, no. Well, go ahead. You finish saying what you're going to say. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say my that that the performances were good. That Kieran's performance stood out, but I don't know. I just like something a little bit more upbeat. I don't know. I don't know. Well, go ahead, man.
Yeah. Well, me too. I was just going to co-sign on what you're saying, daughter. I also would be looking for something a bit more hopeful all the way through. I really thought it ended on a sadder note than I had hoped for, or than I actually anticipated. And being that they were cousins who reached out to each other, somehow. And I don't want to say too much more, except to say I do think it was well acted. But I think the word that just, sticks out for me is sad. There's just a sadness to it that I didn't anticipate, and I hoped wouldn't be there in the end. That's all I'm going to say. That's it.
Okay. So I'm gonna probably give it a high premium, like a 7.5. It borders between that and a low top shelf, but something was just missing for me a little bit. But the performances were really good. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going in. It's getting a 7 premium for me. Simply because the acting was wonderful. Was not happy with the script. Was not happy with the script at all. Not at all.
And I just want to mention something else too, my kind of like an addendum to everything. This Jesse Eisenberg has Polish roots. And he also has, I think, dual citizenship. Now, he was born and raised in like New York City, but just he really went and looked into his background, his roots. Obviously, we know Kieran Culkin is not Jewish. It's just, I think, was he Irish? I think he's Irish.
His name is.
Yeah. So anywho, okay. So some three very interesting movies. Two of them are, prepared to take home some awards at Oscar time. So we will see that Is a Substance and A Real Pain.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get into Harlem. Harlem is back for its final season, season 3, and they released 2 episodes. And we got to see the ladies back. We didn't know what was going on because it was like a little cliffhanger. We didn't know who was pregnant. So they go back in time and we see that Camille is dealing with her on again, off again fiance. They broke up. They're hooking up, having sex, Ian, and then he suddenly ghosts her for 2 months. And Megan Good's character's name is Camille. And so Camille finds out that Ian has been dating his best friend, who now is his girlfriend, Portia, played by Logan Brown. Everybody may remember her from Hit the Floor, Dear White People, and several of Tyler Perry's, well, not several, Meet the Browns. And she's been in a lot of stuff.
Right.
So Camille was very upset about this. And then, she later finds out that she is pregnant by Ian. And Ian does not want to break up with Portia. And we later find out that he and Portia are very serious and they are trying to have a baby. And when I say trying to have it, they have taken dramatic steps to have a baby. So, what are your thoughts on Camille, Ma, before, because I want to kind of break it down by character?
Camille was unreasonable all the way around. Camille wanted to break up because she didn't want to go further. She didn't want to get married or to be in a committed relationship with with Ian, her fiance, with Ian. She wanted to break up, but she still wanted to be free to have sex with him. She wanted it to be a situation where she could have sex with him. And it was so ridiculous because she was having sex with him exclusively. Well, at least up to this point, she had been having sex with him exclusively. Well, period. And at some point, clearly, they weren't using proper precaution because she ends up pregnant. And then when he ghosted her, which means he was free to do whatever he wanted to do because they had no commitment with each other, she was offended. So to me, you can't have it both ways. Either it's okay, we're not committed to each other, we're not serious, or we are, and you can't just kind of, when you go in the middle ground there and, people have different ideas about different expectations about what the relationship is, then you run into problems. Okay. And which is what happened with them, so I think that I think she behaved somewhat irresponsibly, unless, of course, subconsciously she wanted to happen what did happen. So I don't know where she's coming from. If you listen to what she said, it's not in alignment with what she did. So I don't know where she's coming from. It just seems, nonsensical and confused.
Yeah, I really don't understand what she was doing. Her character is very messy. I guess they purposely made her, so messy, but none of it was in line with a person who didn't know she wanted to have any children, wasn't ready to, have a commitment, was leaving her stable, steady job to go, write a book or go off somewhere into the wind. I don't know. All of that just seemed very, very odd and not in line with a serious person to me
Right,
at
right.
all.
It didn't make her seem as if she was a sensible person. It really
And
did not.
and then he told her, Ian told her outright that he was, dating, multiple people at the time.
Right,
And, so, but she was still continuing to have sex with him exclusively and not be protected. That also was very foolish.
right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And even, when they were making the pros and cons list, whether or not to be a parent and so forth. I mean, even the way she was dealing with that, throwing the pros and the cons in the basket and all that. Well, I don't even want to be too critical about that because I think that was just about camaraderie with her and her girlfriends. I don't even think that really meant anything because ultimately it boiled down to, is this what you want to do? Yes or no? And really it was on her because Ian didn't promise her anything. He didn't promise her anything. He didn't lie to her. He didn't hide anything from her. He put it out there just like she did, just as she did. He put it out there, and he's the only one who was living in his truth up until now. So let's see.
Yeah, let's see because the last episode ended with him finding out that Camille wants to keep the baby, and then he is in a doctor's appointment with what's her name? Paige? Am I making up names?
I don't remember her name.
Portia, making up his girlfriend Portia, and she's so excited. Oh, she wants to
But
have
she's
children.
already frozen some eggs.
Right, right,
Yeah. Okay.
right. So, okay, we'll see what happens with them.
So the embryos are. She's saying three boys and a girl.
Right.
Yeah, so they've gone far. I don't know if she'd done this before she got with him or during her time with him. They didn't go into all that, but I'm going to presume it's during her time with him because the two of them are sitting in there thinking and planning how to move forward. I'm going to say this for him. He didn't need to tell Portia until he decided what Camille was going to do as far as whether or not she's going to move forward with having the baby. He didn't need to tell her if Camille decided that she's not going to have the baby. He really didn't need to tell her that because it really would be irrelevant because Portia knows that they used to go together. So it's nothing. She knows they had sex, so it's not. It's only that if a child is coming into the picture that he really needs to tell her, because now it makes a difference. But there's nothing dishonest that he's really hiding from her because it's been months since he's been with Camille. It's been at least a couple of months because she's upset because he's ghosted her. So it's not like and Camille shows up at the house. Portia opens the door. So it's not like he's actually sneaking and hiding anything from her. He's not dishonest up until this point. Now
he has to tell the truth.
Now you got to tell right now. Now if he tries to hide it now, he's going down the wrong road. So let's see what happens.
Okay. Now Ty is on the verge of a major business deal with the dating app, and she's grappling with chemistry that she shares with I guess the woman who was helping to offer her funding for the business. So we'll see what happens with them. But she has been abstaining from sex for a couple of months, and that's a big thing for Ty.
Yeah, she had been. You mean?
Yeah.
Right. What's going to happen now?
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see what happens moving forward. And then we have Quinn. Quinn is handling things and, very easygoing. She has met Seth, played by Kofi. Kofi is a baseball player, so he's very wealthy. And she helps him out at the last minute with his outfit for the ESPYs. And I know you liked it, Mom, because he gave Quinn a shout out on the ESPYs red carpet.
Yeah, he was looking out for her, which was so wonderful.
That's right. So they have been intimate, and they seem to have good chemistry, but they're taking it slow. So we will see what happens with them. And then finally, we have Angie, who is engaged, and I don't really like what I'm seeing so far because she seems to be in a different world. Go ahead, Mom, with Angie.
I'm not going all in. I'm just saying Angie comes across as being kind of unreasonable, domineering, and selfish. And I mean, was this the man of your dreams? I mean, it started out with the whole thing about him. Isn't he the one that taught her how to ride the bike? And oh my goodness, and it was just so and lovely. And now she's coming off as something unreasonable and nasty. They're talking about, he mentioned about having a child or children or whatever, and she's coming across like he's speaking a different language and it's a foreign concept to her, which to me is unrealistic. I don't like it when the writers go there with that. I don't like it when the writers do that because guess what? It's unrealistic. If most women were like that, run across a man who is ready, willing, and able to financially, spiritually, and emotionally have a family, would most women be saying no? The women who are saying no, they're not in those circumstances. They don't have that. But you
Right.
got somebody ready, willing, and able, and you claim you love them and they love you, and you're acting like they're offending you by mentioning having a family. I don't like when the writers go there. That's not adding up. That's not making sense. That's not most people's reality. Most people don't have all those wonderful things, circumstances so good like that. Number one, usually a few things are not quite right that cause you to say, well, maybe I better wait. That's not the case with this man, and she's supposed to care so much about him, and they're getting married. And when somebody mentions about children, your answer is like they offended you. Your response is like they did you an injustice mentioning that. Even if you said, okay, well, let's wait a year, or something, get to know each other or something like that. But you acting like, how dare you mention it to me? Oh no, and I don't buy it. I don't like it. I don't like it when the writers go there. They make the woman unreasonable and nasty. Okay. Not that she's saying no, but that she's saying no in such a way like she's so offended, like how dare you, like it's a really nasty thing to say, when in fact it is a quote unquote normal or common part of a relationship that you address. Not that,
Right.
not that it's a thing for you to be offended by. So I didn't like that part, which to me just, they're just showing her to have like a not such a great attitude, So I'll leave it there. There's many other things that I can say, but I won't go in. I'll just leave it there. I don't like the way she's presenting right now.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a lot of drama going on with the first two episodes. So we'll see, what happens. We're hoping. I think they said that they will, do their best to give the women, some sort of happy endings. So positive vibes. We'll see.
Right. Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's.
Going on with Harlem. A lot going on.
Okay. So let's move on to the agency. Okay. So the agency had its season finale, and I don't know what to say. All right. So it's revealed that James Richardson, I remember him from Downton Abbey.
I'm sure I do.
He was the father. He was the
Yes, yes, the elder man. Yeah,
yeah.
elder.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he looks younger now though.
Well, probably he's playing a younger character, but okay.
Okay. Anyway, so it's revealed. So he's an MI5 agent. So it's revealed that he has been manipulating events behind Martian's back. And, at first he offers Martian help to get Samia back from the Sudanese prison. But then Martian discovers that Richardson was bluffing. And to make matters worse, it appears as though that Richardson was the one who orchestrated the motorcycle crash that led to Martian obviously going into the hospital. And so, really, Richardson's goal is for Martian to be a double agent to feed the information from the CIA to MI5. So that was a major thing that happened. But then we know obviously that we get Coyote back, so that's really good. But one of the Ukrainian, I guess it was Ukrainian, right, Ma? He decides to go rogue, and he shoots the what is it the defense guy, the Russian defense guy, and so that's a whole nother story. So it kind of messes things up temporarily, but things end up, I guess, on a good note as far as that's concerned. What are your thoughts, Ma, on the season finale?
Well, being that I didn't watch it, I really don't have any thoughts on it. I didn't see it, sweetie. So I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Oh gosh. Okay, my bad. I
Well,
really and truly.
I'm glad to hear that. What's her name? Sumaria, Sammy. I'm glad to see that she's okay. You know,
Well, I don't. We don't know if she's okay. They don't show that.
don't know that she's not okay. So at least that part is good.
We
Okay.
don't know. So they don't even actually show her in this episode. My bad. I'm so sorry. Okay, we will.
No problem. That's no problem at all. I'm glad to hear about it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my bad. But it was a really good first season. Ma will have more to add, to it on our next episode. I'm not going to get into. There's more details too. So
All right.
Okay. So my on a different note, there, they always have the Razzies, and some of the nominees for the Razzies are really just kind of ridiculous. I'm just gonna kind of go with, the major categories. Uh, and so we have for worst actor and worst actress. I'm not going to go supporting. Worst actress for as Kate Blanchett, believe it or not, for Borderlands. That's the movie that she is in with Mr. Kevin Hart. Now, from my understanding, it's about returning to the home planet Pandora, and an infamous bounty hunter forms an unexpected alliance with a rag team of misfits. And so it sounds like something that is really cuckoo. So probably, I guess, Kate Blanchett wanted to do something, that's normally not in her wheelhouse.
Okay.
Lady Gaga is also nominated for Worst Actress for the Joker movie. Bryce Dallas Howard for Argyle, or Argyle, however you pronounce it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dakota Johnson is nominated for Madam Web, and Jennifer Lopez is nominated for Atlas. So,
Okay.
so I don't know about any thoughts on those actors.
I do recall seeing J Lo in Atlas, which I thought was just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Just ridiculous. I didn't enjoy it at all. Just a silly movie.
Yeah, so we'll see.
What was going on with that? Now, J Lo is, capable of and has done and usually does do better than that. That one was subpar for her.
Yeah, that was one of her worst acting jobs in film in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Poor performance, poor script, poor everything. Not good.
Worst actor nominees: Jerry Seinfeld for Unfrosted, Dennis Quaid for Reagan, Joaquin Phoenix for the Joker, Zachary Levy for Harold and the Purple Crayon, and Jack Black for Dear Santa. Now, I only saw one of those, and that was the Jerry Seinfeld Unfrosted movie about the Frosted Flakes. Remember? Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it wasn't good.
Well, I guess that's why it's up for a Razzie.
They may just give it to Joaquin Phoenix for even deciding to do that Joker movie.
Well, you know why? Because they know he's capable of such good performances, and then he does something like that. So they will take it at, maybe just a money grab.
Yeah, just really.
Possibly he saw it differently. Possibly he saw it as being a good script, but I think most people are going to look at it as a money grab.
I agree. And finally, for Worst Picture, the nominees are Reagan, Megalopolis, Madam Web, Joker, and Borderlands. So I don't know. This Borderlands must have been really bad too, man, because it's just all across the board.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank heavens we had some very good, some really, really, really good movies to enjoy. So, we could easily skip the bad ones, right?
Oh, for sure. Okay,
Okay.
Ma. Before we get into three things that made us smile, just had a question for you. Do you think we're going to see any type of positive outcome when it comes to Married at First Sight? Do you think we're going to see anything this week that gives us hope, or do you think we're going to see some more drama?
Yes. Yes to both questions. Yes, we're going to see some more drama. And yes, we're going to see some positive outcomes for sure. The positive outcomes would be that these people, at least 4 out of the 5, are going to just have no, well, something, let me not say 4 of the 5, at least 1 or 2 out of the 5 are going to have the balls, courage, and intelligence to just walk the hell away. I think we're going to see that, and that will be the positive outcome. And
Yeah.
in terms of a couple staying together, I'm hoping that we're going to hold on to our one, because I see one that could make it for the long haul.
And then is that Tom? Is it Tom and
Yeah,
Michelle? Not Michelle. Camille.
Camille, right? Yeah.
Camille. Right.
So let's just see. I'm hoping for them because I really think they care about each other, and I really think they treat each other the way you need to treat each other. If you in it to win it, in it for the long haul, this is how you not that you're not going to have your differences, but that you're going to, care enough about each other to listen and hear and work through the differences, So let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Like I said, it's been a very disappointing season so far. A couple of other shows that we're watching, of course, are the Traders guys, and we do a deep dive of the Traders on All Things Pays You on our YouTube channel, home of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour, guys. Don't forget to check that out. We love, getting feedback. We also are watching, here and there, Love Island UK. We're behind the All Stars. And I must say, what I've seen so far, I have not really been that happy with. I think I don't really like the cast that much. I think they are, too old to, play their young, ingenues that have never had any experience with romance. When in fact, some of them haven't been on the show in 8, 9, 10 years. There's one person on there that's currently going through a divorce that it has a child. It's just really not the appropriate spot for Love Island. If you want to call it Divorce Island, if you want to call it something else, this is not to me the appropriate thing. I think you can go on these reality shows, but don't go back to Love Island once you've already been on there.
I agree 100%. They seem so foolish. It's silly enough the first time around when they're fussing and fighting over, oh, you're grafting. Oh, you mugged me off. Oh, he kissed her. And they laying in the bed with each other every night and walking around with strings up their ass and, oh, it's a kiss. Come on. It's silly enough the first time. But then you coming back around again, recycling the same crap. After you've been out here, grown man or grown woman doing whatever you want to do with anybody all the time, and then you back on these shows again. It's hard to take. It's really hard to take. I'm having a difficult time with the All Stars. I'm
Yeah.
having a difficult time with them. Look, if you want to go, doing what you want to do. I don't want to use vulgar terms, but if you want to go doing what you want to do, go on and do what you want to do. But why are you coming on the show acting like you're 12? Ooh, he was over there in the hideout kissing. Ooh, you kissed her. Ooh, boo. And you've been out here screwing up a storm for years now, doing everything with everybody, but you're crying over a kiss like you're 12 or 10 or
One of
whatever.
them is 39 years old.
Yeah, like you did when you were in grammar school. Ooh, he gave you a kiss. Ooh, what age are you that a kiss means anything enough for you to cry over? What age is that? Is that
And what about there's another one that's 34. She's up there crying.
and you're untrue to me. Untrue to you. The whole program is untrue to everybody. That's what you're on there for. So like I said, when you go around the first time, it's silly enough, but okay. You all right. Okay. So you deal with it, you understand it. But here you come again. It's just totally unbelievable and unacceptable. And I'm with you, daughter. I'm not feeling it. These are all stars. Not doing the same thing. If you want to elevate it and, if you want to talk about divorced or remarried or more mature, you have a different type of you have different types of plots and different type of scenarios. Okay, but you coming on there, you're already acting immature the first time. And then you coming back the second time acting like 10 and 12-year-olds.
Right.
Oh, that boy, he kissed me a minute ago. Now he's behind the bushes kissing somebody else. Get out of here.
It just doesn't even seem right for them to call the boys, the girls. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, that boy. That's why you're getting treated the way you are. There's no self-respect. It's ridiculous. So I'm having a hard time getting through this all-star thing. Oh, what did he say to you? Ooh. And all the girls getting together, and you'll know you're all going with each other's man as much as you can.
All right. Well, and vice versa. The men do it too. The men did because
that's what I mean. But they're all getting together. Ooh, what happened? Ooh, a kiss. Ooh, he kissed her. Ooh, come on. You've been laying in the bed with him. I wonder what you was kissing and touching then overnight, okay? The camera ain't everywhere all the time, okay? Oh, it's just ridiculous. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So I'm not really feeling stuff with Love Island UK All Stars, but let's see. It's something to watch when there's nothing else on TV.
Yeah. Well,
And
it's more funny. You got to just take it as a complete joke. It's silly enough the first time, like I said, but the second time it's just like, oh, please, come on.
we have Love is Blind coming back. The USA version will be back on Valentine's Day, Ma. So I am looking forward to that because at least they pretend to have, good intentions. They pretend.
Okay. All right. That sounds good to me. I like Love is Blind. I like Love Island too. I just not too fond of the All Stars. The All Stars
Mm-mm.
not rating very highly with me.
No, no. All right, Ma, I need you to tell me three things that made you smile.
The sun, the stars, the moon, always. The sun, the stars, the moon, family, and yay, Madison.
I was going to start off with Madison Keys, number one, family, and of course, family and friends, and of course, the NFL championship weekend. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Okay. We wish everyone well. We
Yep.
wish all the participants well.
Anything you want to say before we go, Ma?
Everyone stay safe and stay on your grind. And remember, there's always hope. Life is too short to be unhappy and too long to be unhappy. To thine own self be true.
Okay. Thank you, Ma, as always. Thank you guys for continuing to support the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. As always, subscribe to our YouTube channel, All Things Beiju, home of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. Follow us on whatever your preferred platform is. We will be back again on Thursday, guys. Be safe. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.